Hey guys, it's Fren. Today we're going to be making chicken steam buns. I've uploaded a steam bun recipe before. I've also uploaded a chicken bun recipe before, but I've never uploaded a chicken steam bun. So if you don't have an oven, you can try this chicken bun out. It's super simple, which you can make in just a steamer. The chicken filling inside is very flavorful and creamy, while the dough on the outside is very simple and soft. Also, just because it's a steam bun doesn't mean you have to steam it. You can also keep this in the oven. It will come out perfectly fine and nice and soft. Steam it or bake it, the recipe is gonna come out perfect. The dough on the outside, as you can see, is very soft. Now without any further ado, let's get on to making it. First, here I've taken 1/4 cup of warm water. Into it I'm gonna add in a teaspoon of sugar. Dissolve the sugar in the water first, then we can add in the yeast. I've taken half a teaspoon of yeast. Just add that in and give it a small mix. Do not overmix. If you overmix, the yeast will not rise very well. Now set it aside for blooming. Next, I've taken 2 cups of all-purpose flour in a large mixing bowl here. Into it add in a teaspoon of salt and mix it. Next, let's pour in some buttermilk. If you don't have buttermilk, you can use milk with vinegar, and that's gonna be buttermilk. Pour in 1 tablespoon of oil. Then you can pour in the yeast mixture we made earlier. I've set it aside for around 5 minutes and it has bloomed very well. Now I've poured that in. Use a spoon or something and mix it up really well like this. Just clump up the mixture. Then use your hands and knead it to a nice and soft dough. The dough shouldn't be sticky but very soft. The more softer the dough, the better and softer the bun is gonna be. Brush a bowl with some oil so that the dough doesn't stick. Then keep the dough in between and brush the top of the dough with some oil too. Now that it's done, I'm just gonna cover the top and let it aside for around 2 hours for resting. Meanwhile, let's make the chicken filling. For that, into a heated pan, add in 2 tablespoons of butter. Now into it, add in a tablespoon of ginger garlic paste. Along with some chopped onions and green chillies chopped. Add that in and saute it until it's nice, soft and cooked. It doesn't have to be golden brown, just let it cook and become soft. Now that it's done, let's add in the chicken. I've taken chicken breasts here. That is boneless chicken, 400 grams of chicken breast. I've cut it into small pieces like this. Add in some salt as per taste. Then cook this chicken until there's a nice white outer covering on the chicken pieces. Like that. Now we're gonna close the lid and let it cook for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, you'll see that there is much more water content coming out of the chicken. Next into it, we're gonna add in a tablespoon of all-purpose flour. Just toss that up. Adding the flour is gonna make this mixture much more creamier, so don't forget to add it. Then let's pour in 1 cup of milk. Once you have just mixed up the milk, you can add in the spices, half a teaspoon of pepper powder, a teaspoon of chili powder, half a teaspoon of cumin powder, 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric, and mix. Now you can see that the milk has started boiling, but it's still pretty watery, so you need to let it cream up and dry out. Add in a tablespoon of tomato paste. The tomato paste is going to give it much more of a flavor and taste. Mix that up. Let it keep boiling and let the milk dry out. And here you can see it has somewhat come to a creamy consistency. At this point, I'm going to add in capsicums, 1/4 cup of each color. I've taken 3 different colors. Just mix that up too. Also, we're going to add in some cheese for an extra cheesiness and taste. I've taken half a cup of mozzarella cheese. Mix that up. Let the cheese melt. And as soon as the cheese starts melting, you'll see that the mixture has become creamy and all the water content from the milk has dried out. So here the chicken mixture is ready. I'm going to let that aside for cooling. Here after 2 hours, the dough has risen really well. Now we need to divide these into balls, fill them with the chicken filling and shape it. But before that, we're going to add in baking powder into it and mix. Since we're going to be steaming these buns, it's very much of an advantage to be adding the baking powder. So do not skip this step if you want the buns to rise up very well and become very soft. So just make a small well in between and add in half a teaspoon of baking powder. After that, close it up and mix it really well. You need to incorporate all the baking powder into the whole of the mixture. Make sure to knead it very well so that the baking powder is evenly incorporated everywhere. After kneading it for around 10 minutes, bring it back to a really nice and soft dough. Now we can divide them into equal sized balls. I'm going to be cutting it into 8 equal pieces. Once that's done, take each portion and make it into a nice ball. Then here I have an idli mold. We're going to be keeping the buns into each of these molds. So let's start shaping them. For that, just dust your work area with a little bit of flour. Not too much, just a little so that it doesn't stick at all. Then roll it out. Do not roll it like a chapati. You just want it to be a little rolled so you can be folding it like a dumpling. Keep the chicken filling in between and then pinch together the ends like this. Pinch it together and make it to a nice ball shape. Just shape it as well as you can. Make sure to pinch the ends together very well or else it's going to come out. Use your hands to just gently shape the sides. And you're going to brush the idli mold with a little bit of oil. Just use your hands and brush it with a little oil and keep the buns on top. Continue doing the same thing until all of your buns are ready. Rest it for another 1.5 hours. Make sure to close it with a lid that's deep enough so that when the buns rise, they don't touch each other. After 1.5 hours, it's risen really well here. You don't have to brush it with egg wash or milk. If you do that, then the steaming is not going to come out well. So just directly sprinkle some sesame seeds on top. Now close the lid and steam it for around 10 to 15 minutes. In between, do not open the lid and check if it's baked. If you open the lid, then the buns are going to deflate and it's not going to rise up very well. So do not open your lid in between. Only after 15 minutes and after the buns are completely cooked. So when you take it out, you'll see that the buns are extremely soft. The inside chicken filling is super flavorful and delicious. It also has a very nice cheesy taste. Along with the buns on the outside, it's super soft. It's a perfect combination with the bun being so soft. I hope everybody tries this recipe out. If you like this video, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Also ring that notification bell so that you get notifications every time I post a new video. Thanks for watching. Love cooking. Bye bye.